What's good? I don't know about y'all, but boxing been kind of dead. Boxing been kind of dead lately, man. It's been a slow month or two, man. Couple of months. Ain't really much to talk about. But I'm just here on for the fans, my fans. Anybody that tune in, y'all got any questions and stuff, I'm here to answer. That's just what it is. It's a lovely day today. First day of spring, I believe. First day of spring. First day of spring. Beautiful day out here. What's good with you? Too Hood for TV. What up? Batman the kid, Tim. Nah, I don't know about that. What's good? What's good? What's cracking? Yo, yeah, I think those numbers was think those numbers were good. You think they were real? I don't think the numbers are real. I think those numbers are made up. I don't know. I hope those numbers ain't real. Not sure. Yeah, I think those numbers are real. What's up, man? Everything boxing was good. What's good? Nah, what's good, man? It's good. I don't know if those numbers are real. I don't believe everything on the internet. So just because I see it on the internet, I don't believe it. But it's gonna be interesting to see those TKO numbers. Who's gonna bite? It's gonna be interesting. What's up with you? What's good? What's good, Ricardo? What's up with you, man? It's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna bite. Cause I mean those numbers are a little bit weak, I would say. you you've been ducking the YouTube live, dog. The live on who? Who? Nah, man. I've been chilling, man. You're my favorite gay streamer. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. That's cool. Yeah, I want y'all to know. I mean, look, it's crazy how I've been, talking about, Saudi and all that, what's been going on, and I wasn't always positive. I didn't have like a positive outlook on it and stuff and what Turkey Al Sheikh has been doing. But it's crazy to see he teamed up with the right person for everybody to start hating on what he's doing, and that's Dana White. I didn't know there was that much hate with Dana White, man, when it comes to the fans of boxing. I had no clue. A lot of people are hating on. Yeah, the UFC. Let's see, UFC numbers down bad yet. Nobody talking about that yet. MMA fan. I got a phone call. My bad. Let me see. Hold up. Yeah, they always talk about the boxing numbers, but they don't talk about the UFC. You know what? You ain't lying on that. The numbers are down. The numbers are down. All the way across the board in every single sport. To be honest with you, I don't think football was down, but I know the NBA was down. Uh, UFC, I've heard the numbers are down. Boxing, of course. But yeah, that's all they are talking about. You see, if you laughing at my gay joke, gave me a life for laughing. Look, man, stuff y'all be saying don't be bothering me, man. Tim, I want to visit your gym in Indio. Yo, I don't have a gym. I don't have a gym in Indio anymore, bro. I shut that thing down. See, didn't Dana already fail trying to do box promotions before the UFC? I guess so. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. But these guys got enough money to be able to get whatever they want. You're gonna have to pay the fighters. The fighters are used to making a certain amount of money, and fighters today they want to get paid. And with that outfit with Turkey, Saudi Arabia, PBC too, man. I think PBC was the first to do it. To be honest with you, started really overpaying the fighters. Eddie Hearns was overpaying fighters too. At one point, and now Turkey definitely overpaying fighters. these fighters gonna want a lot of money. You know, not sure what the up and coming guys gonna want. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be looking at what everybody else is making, and they not gonna be wanting to get underpaid either. So don't know. We'll see. Boxing league. I swear I remember him trying to get into promotion years ago. I think that was true, man. TKO Boxing League goal is to remove the Ali Act. I don't know if you see my last live. If you're not in there pushing paperwork with the promoter, you don't know what the promoter's making. So I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you a quick story, man, real quick. Before I didn't have a manager, right? Didn't have a manager coming up through the ranks. Let's make a certain amount of money. For a 10-rounder televised, I was making $8,000. All right. Won the world championship. Fought for the world championship. Took home about $26,000 after paying out everybody. 26K. All right. Had my first title defense. Made 90K. All right. First title defense. Edna Cherry. Years ago. 90K. After that, shortly after that, I think I made 200,000 to face Kendall Holt, 205,000. Now imagine fighters today, right? This was a unification match. WBC champion versus the WBO champion. You know, two of the best at 140 pounds. And I faced this dude for $205,000. You know how hard it is just to get dudes into the ring now? I mean, you got guys turning out $1.8, $1.7 million. Now imagine that. Years ago, I fought for $205,000. That's how much I believed in myself. One. That's how much I believed in myself. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate you, man. Yep. Real quick. Let me finish my story real quick. So now imagine that, right? Making that amount of money. Then I fought, I think it was Nate Campbell, right? I made $350,000. All right, and then I got a manager. I'm gonna tell you something. When I got my manager that knew what was going on in the game, my money doubled overnight. I think I fought, was it Carlos Abregu? I think I made 700 something thousand, right? My money doubled. You know, these promoters, if you don't have somebody inside the game that know the business, that know how much money these guys are bringing in, knowing what the networks are giving and so on and so forth, yo, these promoters definitely will undercut you. I'm letting y'all know that right now. They will undercut you. So I hear the Muhammad Ali Act. This is my point. I hear the Muhammad Ali, but you don't really know. If you don't have somebody on the inside that know what these guys are really bringing in, man, and know what your worth is, the Muhammad Ali Act, that paper is bullcrap, bro, because they can just put numbers on the paper, bro. It's that easy. Put numbers on the paper. They not real numbers. They not. Ringleton, hey, I appreciate you, man. Oh, Dingleton, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate your $10, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love. Hold on a second. Yeah, so anyways, they not gonna take care of you. The less you know in the game, on the business side, the better it is for the promoter. And trust me, the promoter ain't gonna teach you. They not gonna teach you the business. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali Act, I get all of that, man. I get where y'all coming from, but man, like, again, you don't know what these promoters are bringing in. You have no clue. You only hear about it. That's it. You only hear about it. And that's the reason why I got a manager. I heard about what my promoters were making, and that's the reason why I got a manager back then, after the fact. But it was already too late, man. I missed out on a whole lot of money coming up. It is what it is. Still kept me hungry. They was feeding me peanuts here, and, you know, kept me hungry and kept me searching, kept me fighting hard until I became $1 million fighter at the end of the day. So that's just what it is. Hold up. Did the channel else? Hold on. Let me see some of these questions. Yo, shout out to from Netherlands. Hey, I appreciate you, Netherlands. What's going on? Turkey Pan champs. That's what TKO now. Yep. I saw that cherry pick fight. Which fight did you see that was a cherry pick, B? The money is wild now compared to the early 2000s. Yeah, the money is crazy. Money is crazy. Everything boxing. It's a pay scale. It says I have the fighters on the same level with Top Rank versus what TKO put out, and the TKO poster was significantly more. Yeah, that could be. It depends on what fighter you have. A baseline, a basic fighter, like not a blue chipper. Probably yeah, but a blue chipper, they got certain limits on the pay scale. They got higher. What do you call that? Higher minimums. They have higher minimums. So that's what they have. The money is wild. Yep. Cherry pick. Oh yeah, man. Look, a lot of these fighters, that 33 and the third is bull crap. It's bull crap. See, so like when you first starting off and you're not making a whole lot of money, so the 33 and the third is a number that was kind of made up in boxing for managers to get, and they're kind of gung ho on that. But to a certain degree, right? They have 33 in the third because again, if you're making $10,000, they're gonna want money, and especially if you have a manager that is actually helping you or helping giving you a monthly stipend. They're gonna want to make some of that money up. So gonna they're gonna tax you 33 in the third. They worse than the government. They're gonna tax you 33 and third of your purse. You know, but as you continue to make money, you got to think about this. That percentage should go down, and that should be negotiated. But I still know some fighters still today that still pay that 33 and a third, although they're $1 million fighter, which is crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, that's a lot of money, 33 and a third. I think I was paying Cameron Duncan 10%, 10%. That's not bad. I think that's a fair number, you know. I've even heard even lower than that. I've heard some guys actually giving 5% to their manager because, you know, typically, again, you're paying your manager for the information that he's able to gather. If he has a relationship with that particular promoter, he knows what's going on the inside, and he can maximize your money. Now, Cameron Duncan was the best at that. He was the best at maximizing your money and getting you everything that you possibly can get and more until he met my wife. And then my wife took it to a whole nother level. So, but anyways, that's another story for another day. Let's see what we got. Does this kill the potential fights years and decades from now? One boxing move from Turkey. I don't know. I don't think so. Look, I personally think it's somewhat of a conflict of interest. If you got TKO, and I understand what Turkey is saying, that like he's not looking to take anybody out the game. He's not looking to take over the game. That's what he's saying. But if Turkey's still gonna be like working with the promoters, I don't know if that makes any sense. He's still gonna be working with all the promoters, and then he's gonna be working with TKO Promotions, which is entirely different outfit. They're gonna have their own outfit on their own. I just think it's somewhat a conflict of interest, because you're getting it from both sides, the money from both sides. So you're TKO Promotion, then all right, well, I'm gonna go to traditional boxing, and I'm gonna go work with those guys there. I don't think that looks good to me, but I guess he has a deal set up like that. So we'll see. We will see what happens. Anyways, let me sit down real quick. Let me take a seat real quick, see what these questions are. Anything new about the Top Rank broadcast deal? No, there's nothing new about that. I have no idea. It's one day at a time. I'm not sure if they gonna bring it back or not. I'm optimistic about it. So I hope they do. It'd be cool. Yeah, not the top guys. Yeah, look. Top Rank been putting on a lot. Geez, Top Rank got the best prospects out there. And Top Rank been promoting them, I think, very, very well. He's been promoting these guys very well. Putting them up on the ESPN platform. They've been building them. Like Abdullah Masons, the Emiliano Vargases of the world, Tiger Johnson, Troy Isleys, who else? Shushu Carrington, I mean, there's a ton of guys that they got, at that level that we talking about that are building and now becoming, somewhat contenders. And, you have a guy like Keyshawn Davis just fought for world championship. So, look, if that's the level that they going to, be showing, I mean, ESPN and my mind, they might as well stay with TR, to be honest with you. But, again, I don't know. Business is business. That's their business. We'll see what happens. Roach, the talk of the town. Yeah, I mean, look, Roach, he defeated all the odds. Like everybody was saying he was gonna get knocked out, including myself. I thought he was gonna get knocked out too. So Roach is feeling himself, and he has every right to feel himself. He did very well. Everybody know that was, was a knockdown. It wasn't called a knockdown. However, he was in a fight. He got a draw. He gonna get a rematch, and we gonna see what he does in a rematch. So that's just what it is. But yeah, he's definitely the talk of the town. And he should be. Let's see, TKO Boxing League figures the Dana White was trashing. Okay, matches making boxing. They come in the game doing the same thing. Why they're fighters fighting tomato cans and not contenders out the gate. That's hilarious. Never full swords. Hey, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Ramos, listen to Tim Brooklyn in the house. Let's go, Amanda Serrano. Yeah, Amanda Serrano. I like Serrano. Tremendous fighter, man. Tremendous fighter. Did a lot for the sport. Done a lot for women's boxing, for sure. Tech Dumb Dad. All right. Hey, Tim, is your fight with Promotional going to be in a documentary series with George Jakovich? Yes, it is. Yeah. Jakovich is definitely putting together a documentary series of the fight, myself and Ruslan Pavanikov. Yes, that is going on as of now. Absolutely. Not sure when it's going to air. He'll let me know that, but yes, look forward to that, please. The Boxing Scholar, keeping in the fam. That was the start. Yep. That was smart. Okay. Yeah. Keeping in the family is smart. Yep. Double dipping. Yep. His chip. Yep. You right about that. Let's see. What was the press conference? Is Canelo still doing business with PBC? I don't know. I don't know if Canelo's still doing business with PBC. I'm not sure or not. I thought he was, but I'm not sure if he is or not. Develop a league more than a major league. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we just got to stay tuned and see what this league is going to be all about. That's all we got to do, man. Dale Smith, I appreciate the super $5, man. I appreciate you, man. Do you have Boots beating Stanionis? If so, how will he do it? Yeah, I have Boots beating Stanionis, absolutely. How is he going to do it? Just angles. You got a guy that comes in straightforward. You want to use angles against him. You want to pick up your feet, change your location, catch him as he's resetting his feet and trying to cut you off. I think Boots. I think he's good at that. Don't know. No. I don't know if he's great at it, but I know he's good at it. He can switch both sides. He can move on angles. He can let those combinations fly. So we'll see. If he can deal with that pressure and that power coming from Stanionis. But I just see him outboxing him. Castanionis, decent jab, but again, just come straight in. Likes to fight behind that high guard, straight in front of you. Boots can turn him with hooks, go down to the body, uppercuts up the middle, combinations, use the long jab. I mean, there's a lot that Boots can do, against a guy that's just kind of robotic and come forward and just throw punches. That's it. Those are some, those guys can be easy and those guys can be tough, but it all depends on Boots. His lateral movement, his trap setting, and how often he's going to counter. How often is he going to counter? That's important. Is he going to counter often? Because if he counters often, he might even stop Stanionis. So we'll see. We will see, or we shall see. Let me see. You in your prime versus prime Spence, who would win? I got a lot of respect for Spence. I think Spence is a tremendous fighter. Um, Me in my prime against Spence. I mean, look, it doesn't. I could say whatever I want to say. I'm kind of biased, but I told you guys that in my prime I would beat Tank, and nobody believed me. Everybody was saying that's all cap. It's all cap, and I told you guys how I would beat him, and you saw what was Roach was able to do against him. So I mean, now I know y'all got a different opinion about that because I was the first one to tell y'all that Tank isn't as tough as y'all think he is. You know, I was the first one to say that. Everybody was like, "Oh, Tim, you capping, you this, you that. Oh man, you a hater, this and that and the third." And I'm like, "No, I'm not hating. I'm just telling you what I see." You know, there's certain things that I listen to fighters say. You know, I listen to them, how they talk, what they say. I see how they react in fights. You know, as well. You know, under the pressure, and I just felt that Tank he didn't have it like that. So, and this was a perfect indication of that. However, he's still a dog, still a good fighter. You know, still a great fighter, still got that power, definitely. But if Tank couldn't hurt me, I was gonna be in his ass. That's just what it is. You know, I threw 75 to 80 punches around. I was busy. I was active. I was defensively sound too. You know, minus the Provonicall fight. But you know, at 140 pounds, I was no joke, man. No joke at 140. So I still would have beat him. At 147, Spencer's a load, man. He's tough to deal with. He's a strong fighter. Southpaw comes forward. Um, I think I would have definitely have to use my movement against Spence. I couldn't stand in front of him, you know, because he's a big puncher. But I think it'll be it would have been one hell of a fight in my prime at 147 for sure. So right as I moved from 140 to 147, that would have been a hell of a fight. That's all. I'll leave it at that. But that's a very tough fight. Very tough fight. But I wouldn't mind getting it on with him for sure. You know, absolutely. Thoughts on Jake signing Alicia Baumgartner? That's a good sign. Yeah, Alicia Baumgartner. Thanks for $2, big dog. That is a really that's a really good thing for Alicia Baumgartner for real. She needs to be put up on a big platform. I think that all the women, the top women, should be put up on a platform because they bring it, man. But it's a great opportunity for her to showcase her talent. You know, she's extremely talented. I've seen her train. Freakish athlete. She really is. And she can box. You know, very articulate as well. Smart fighter. But yeah, it's great. You know, she gonna get paid a whole hell of a lot because Jake take care of his ladies. He takes care of his women. He really does. You know, and he gives them the limelight. As you can see, Serrano, you know, on that Netflix deal, you know, and she's coming back and she's gonna run it back for the third time. So, you know, you gotta respect Jake for that. You really do. And you know, although Jake, I have my opinion about Jake. He's still cool when it comes to, you know, definitely helping the women in the sport. You know, he's the first one to definitely give them a pay raise, and so I respect him from that. And now, you know, he he got the highest paid woman in boxing. So absolutely, great signing, I would say, for Jake, and more importantly for Alicia. Yep. I was the first one on the YouTube channel that said that about Tank. I said that years ago behind scene. Oh yeah, everything boxing. You think for real? Well, I was right behind you then. Did you say it? Now, did you say it before you saw him against Cruz? Cause I said it right after he fought Cruz. Cruz was my indication. That's how I was able to see it then. Maybe you had inside information before I had. Maybe you talked to Roach before I had, and other guys on the East Coast, you know, or Midwest. So I don't really talk to nobody from that side of the world. So, you know, I don't know what's going on in those gyms and what y'all see. Back then I just saw after he fought against Pitbull, I was like, see something different. Tim versus Sweet Pea Whitaker, who would win? Sweet Pea, come on now, Sweet Pea was special, bro. Sweet Pea, I ain't even gonna disrespect the legend like that. Sweet Pea was, you know, look, we still got to do it, but Sweet Pea was on. I mean, dude, Dude let his hands go. He fought from the southpaw stance. Dude was angles like a mug. I mean, shit. It didn't matter. He can fight at any weight. It don't matter. 154. Damn. Okay, the kid, all right. Yeah, I just saw somebody fall off a bike. She all right. This is a little girl. Anyways, what you say when it's Jake versus Ellen? Are you hilarious? Generous. Knockout is a fool. Oh man. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Who the hell is Scott Nicholson? Who the hell is that? I don't know who that is. Prime Mayweather versus Prime Leonard. Um, that's a hell of a fight. Uh, at 147, I personally had to go with Sugar Ray Leonard, but I know we're gonna have some biased guys on here, and I got nothing but love for Mayweather. I think he is special, special fighter, one of the best to ever do it. So is Prime Leonard, man. But Leonard beat his uncle, I think. Didn't he beat his uncle? Yeah, that I can recall. Or it might have been his dad. I'm not sure. It was one of the Mayweathers he beat. I can't recall off the top of my head, but I know he beat one of them. So he was able to deal with that Philly shell or that Mayweather shell. But at the same time, Mayweather just was on a different level with it, man. Mayweather's a bad boy. He not only was he a tremendous boxer, he can fight too. And he was tough. And he could take a shot. So yeah, and this is a guy that can follow the game plan to a T, man. He'd do anything to win. So that's a hell of a fight, but again, I like the hand speed. I like the movement of Leonard. He did have some punching power too. It make things very interesting. He's just as quick as Mayweather. I don't think he's more defensively sound than Mayweather, but I know he's just as quick. So, but I like Leonard in the fight. I can understand if many of you guys like Prime Mayweather. So, Tim, would have been, let's see, Tim. Hold on, I'm trying to see past this glare. Would have beat Tank easily, bro. Yeah, I don't know if I would have beat him easily, but I definitely would have. I definitely would have been all. Yeah, yeah. I would have gave Tank some issues. Tank may come back stronger too. Yeah, much time to think. Yeah, process. Tank is just in a different. Look, man. Success in boxing, man. Like once you start to have it and you start getting the money and stuff, man, it's like your desire starts to dwindle a bit, man. And I think Tank is at that point in his career now where he's been doing it for so long. And I know he's elaborated about it, but I know how you feel. It's just like it starts getting old, it starts becoming too monotonous, and it's just like you have different goals and you start to change as a person. Things become more apparent to you that are more important than just boxing. And so you be like kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like the money's good, and you're not gonna be able to make that type of money anywhere else. It ain't like you a doctor or lawyer and shit like that. They don't even make the type of money that top fighters make over 10 years or so of their career. Nowhere close. So got another phone call. I'm getting a lot of these. I don't know if y'all get all these. Do y'all be getting those damn calls where people be wanting to sell you stuff, telemarketers and stuff? Man, this spam callers, terrible. But yeah, well, where I was at, Tank, man. It's just his mentality is different now. So I think now he probably has some motivation now, especially after this draw. I know that was a reality check. I know it kind of embarrassed him. He had a lot of expectations, put upon him. I'm pretty sure he had expectations for himself, but just if your mind ain't right in the game, if you 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're not gonna perform at your absolute best, especially when things get tough on you. So, and I just feel like Tank is at that point. So, his responsibility, like you said, like he wants to become a better person. His what else? His kids are very important to him. Like I know how he feel. He got money. Shit, he bought half of his block back. You know what I mean? Like he doing his thing. So, but yeah, I think that's what's up with Tank. But we'll see. Hopefully, be highly motivated for this rematch, and he come in there and do what he needs to do to get it done. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Tim, what you think about the new boxing league they trying to start? I think I look if anybody trying to infuse money again. I said this on my last live. Anybody trying to infuse money into the game, I'm with it. So we got to see what come of it. What the parameters are. I know they put something out, some kind of I don't know who the hell would have put that out, and how the hell they know the boxing structure. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I don't know. No one has came out and said that is not real. So I'll wait on that. Once Turkey, because Turkey likes to talk. Once Turkey says, yeah, that's what it's gonna be, then we know. But I think it's cool. I think boxing needs a facelift. I think boxing needs something different. And if the best is gonna fight the best, I don't think the money should matter to the fans. How much these guys are getting paid. At the end of the day, the fighters gonna have to sign the contract anyway. It's gonna be up to the fighters. So we can sit up here and say the money ain't this, the money ain't that. Nah, they shouldn't do this and do that and the third. But all I want to see is the best fight the best. That's all I want to see. And if this is a league that can do something like that, where the best and continuously fighting the best over and over and over, and we ain't gotta wait, a long time, 4 years, 10 years, and we get an answer right away. Like, man, wouldn't y'all want to see like Abdullah Mason versus Keyshawn? Like, wouldn't y'all want to see something like that? I mean, dude, I would rather see it earlier than late. Back in the 80s and 90s, man, a lot of these guys were fighting when they was 20, 23 years old, 24 years old. They were young, and they was going at it. I wouldn't be mind seeing guys like that, Haney and Keyshawn, right away. We ain't got to wait until they become champions and all this bull crap. Nah, fight. We want to see who the best is right now. And then later, if you guys get in position to fight again, you can fight again. There's always rematches. So that's just it. Let me see what else we got here. What up, Tim? And great respect, champ. Appreciate you. Leonard was too big for Mayweather. Yeah, Leonard was huge, bro. And he had a long reach like Mayweather. Longer reach than Mayweather. And he's tall. I think he's like 5'10", something like that. Yes, hilarious. Nah, bro. I don't go to parties. If I'm gonna party, I'm gonna throw the party, and I don't really throw parties, man. So back in my youngin' days, now we talking. But I ain't never been to no Diddy party. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I don't hang out with celebrities like that. I'm a little low key with mine. Think there will be an upset on May 2nd in New York. Who's fighting May 2nd? Is you talking about that is that the card with Garcia and them? There's always a possibility, man. Always a possibility of an upset. A lot of those guys up there can punch. So even Ramirez can punch with that left hook. We're gonna see what Haney has learned, what he's been working on. Hopefully he knows how to escape a left hook now. It's the perfect guy to fight. Ramirez is a left hook artist. He's left-handed, although he fights from an orthodox stance. And he throws the left hook, and he throws it with conviction. He's slow as hell. Slow. Oh my God. Molasses slow, but still, he has his ways of landing that left hook. And so we're gonna see what Haney's been working on. Can he get away from the left hook? Because he sure as hell can get away from it when he fought against Garcia with that hand speed. So and then Rolly can punch too. Rolly can punch. Garcia isn't the only puncher in there. Rolly can punch, man. So if he catches Garcia right perfectly, times him right with one of those crazy ass punches he be throwing, those power slaps or whatever he be doing, then shit, he can win. So a lot of these guys on the card can punch. Please push the Loma. Yeah, man. Look, it's up to Loma if he gonna come back. It's up to Loma. If Loma decides to make that return, I'm pretty sure that's a fight that Top Rank will try to set up. Is Keyshawn and him, without a doubt, unification match, for sure. But I think he got more tire right now. I think he's gonna be fighting for one of the titles, one of them titles. I'm not sure which one is gonna be, but one of them titles. As Loma sits out, I think Loma might be the super champion, and then Mortai comes in and fight for the title, and then the super champion comes back. It decides to come back, then he has to fight against Mortai, but to get his strap back. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. All right. Rest in peace, boxing. Paul Brothers. See if Loma retires. You need Mortai Keyshawn. Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't mind. I've been calling for that fight, to be honest with you. It's a bit of it for a promoter. It's a bit of a conflict of interest, especially when you're trying to build both these guys. However, like again, that's the old way of thinking. For me, I'm like, man, make these dudes fight. Let them fight. But if Mortai again, if he beats that other guy, I forget the guy name, but if he beats that guy, I'm doing. That's what I would do. Keyshawn and Mortai. That's a hell of a scrap. That's a hell of a fight. Not sure who I would favor right off the top, but it's a hell of a fight. Scam likely. Let's see. I also studied a lot of the film on Tank, and it was clear as day. I definitely got you beating Tank in your prime. Yep, couldn't punch. You couldn't punch, but had way more dog. Yeah, I wasn't a big puncher, but I was a respectable guy. Those guys wasn't gonna stand there. Yep, and I can punch hard to the body. That's one thing I know how to do is punch hard to the body. So that's why I'm always talking about it through my broadcast. Body punching. If you got a way to be able to weaken your opposition, to take something out of them, why don't you go there? The body's the way to do it. And I learned that through Anthony Thompson years ago when I actually fought Anthony Thompson in the amateurs. Fought him in the amateurs in the PAL Nationals in the finals. And he beat me. And the way he beat me was he went down on my body. And he slowed me down. And then the last 2 rounds, he poured it on me. And I was like, what the hell just happened? It was like I fucking got stuck in quicksand. That's the way it felt like. I had no more power. I was winded. I was just like, yo, he did all of that by going to my body. I was like, after that, I was like, yo, I'm becoming a body snatcher now. Because if that's the effect I had from him hit me to the body, I'm like, okay, yeah, say no more. I got the point, Anthony Thompson, and I ran with it. Then what do you think about the new boxing league? I think I answered that already. All right, Tim, you applying true service, safe information. Yeah, sell your information. Oh, they sell your information? They do? On what? On YouTube? Yeah, you know what? I think I had bought a car like last year sometime. And I thought I opted out for them not to do it, man. But shortly after I bought that car, man, I started getting these calls and messages and stuff, man. It was crazy, man. I was just like, so now I got to deal with it. But yeah, bro, hit the crack up and get rest. You hilarious. You funny man. You funny man. All right, let's see what else we got over here. Kanye East, no. Let me see. Yee, Tim, some peace, pops. I got you. Seriously, why do black women smell so? Oh, come on now, stop. Don't do that. You consider shaving your nappy. You serious, man? Some of y'all comments are straight just weird. Peterson, you were. Yeah, when I fought Peterson, I was like 25, 27. Yeah. Lamont was young too. I fought him early. Let's see. You think Tank beating Jake Paul? Tank better beat Jake Paul. He better beat him. Bro Jones is scared of Tom. I don't know who that is. He knows KO'd him. Okay. All right. Booker versus Fundora. Damn. Who the hell is Booker, bro? Am I tripping? I don't know why I'm thinking of Hooker, but it's Booker. Yeah, I don't know who Booker is. I don't know. Booker must be some jabroni. I don't know who he is. But off the top, I'm gonna say Fundora. Fundora's been waiting over a year for a damn opportunity. He's had a couple of fights. He had that Spence fight fell through. He was lied to. This bro is ducking my comments. He's awesome. Like John Jones. Yeah, I'm ducking your comments because your comments don't make sense, bro. They don't make sense. Oh, Diddy parties and anything. All right, yeah. I don't know nothing about no. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Keyshawn will smash on him. Oh, so you saying Keyshawn will smash on Mortia? Yeah, I think I know why you saying that. I think, hey, everything boxing. I think I know why you gonna say that because Mortia almost to a point after fighting against man, my mind is so gone, bro. The lefty Farmer. After fighting against Farmer, you see that Mortia he likes his meals. He like them to be stationary. Yes, he has a little bit problems with movers. Keyshawn can move. Keyshawn can hold his position too. Keyshawn don't like to give up any kind of leverage, especially on the inside. He don't let you get anything. Keyshawn will set you up and lure you in and catch you with counters. Keyshawn can do a lot inside the ring. So can Mortia, but I see what you mean. I know exactly where you're coming from. So yeah, yeah, I think you're right about that. Let's see, Tim. I want to see David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard. Oh yeah, that'd be a hell of a fight. I got Benavidez though beating Anthony Yard. It'd be a hell of a war until it's over. You know, Yard don't have the gas tank. Don't have the gas tank for Benavidez. You don't. He can box, quick hands. Got some pop. Got some pop on the shots. Benavidez gonna catch a lot of that shit on his arms. He gonna step back, make it fall short, and then as you know, Anthony Yard, he has a tendency of not being able to deal with pressure, maintain his distance on the inside, maintain the solid position, stand in the center of the ring. That becomes, harder and harder for him. So, I think Benavidez will stop him. Yard. It'll be a hell of a fight though, entertaining fight. Tim, should we celebrate? Should we celebrate the Berlanga with the distance with Canelo? No, we shouldn't celebrate. But we didn't have no extra. I didn't have a lot of expectations for Berlanga. I can tell you that I didn't. And the show was fun. It was fun to watch. But yeah, there's no moral victories in boxing, to be honest with you. But I just thought that he wouldn't do as well as he did. But he did. He did better. So I gave him a little. I know I said no moral victories, but I was just like, it was, the dude Berlanga showed he got some potential. So he fought some jabroni dude the other day. I don't know, fulfilling his contract, I guess, with Eddie Hearns. He fought some guy, just no name guy, knocked him out in the first round. Easy money. But yeah, I want to see him step up and face somebody now, especially after getting that freebie the last time out. I don't know. Let's see, Tim versus Chavez. Chavez who? Senior? Chavez Senior was a bad boy, man. I got respect for him too. So I don't really want to put myself up against that legend. Chavez Senior was a monster. Was a monster at 140. Let's see, is Haney career over if he loses to Ramirez? No, his career's not over if he loses to Ramirez. Absolutely not. Nah. If Haney loses to Ramirez, no, his career won't be over. Everyone will laugh at him, absolutely, because he's supposed to be the superior boxer, and he put himself in he's the, like his dad say, he was undisputed and all this stuff. So, but nah, I don't think so. A lot of these guys can come back and fight because they have somewhat of a name. So Haney does have a name that resonates with the fans. Hate him or love him. If he loses to Ramirez, that wouldn't be a good look. But no, his career won't be over. Bro, you look like DC. DC who? Young Fly? Nah, I was kidding. You need to watch the fight Tim fought against Ruzan, the classic. Yeah. QCP. Yeah, you're right, man. That sure was a classic. I fought like a dummy. Sure did. I don't know about that whole... I don't really like to even go down that lane. You get canceled real quick talking about anything that's the other way, alphabets or anything. So I'm almost stem from saying anything about that. His lips are pink though, no Diddy. That's hilarious. All right. Where am I from? I'm from California. My folks from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Go to Berlanga, went the distance, parade. No, I'm not going to no parade from Berlanga, man. You're hilarious. That dude had a parade. He sure did have a parade. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. He had a parade because he lost. That shit crazy. That's crazy, man. But that's society for you, man. Look, you had participation trophies, bro. That's what they used to nowadays. Yeah, hopefully we can get away from that. But yeah, he had a parade. He sure did. He got paid too. I might have had a parade getting paid $12 million for no reason. For really no reason. He didn't earn that. He didn't earn that. But it is what it is. He got it. Good at. Hey, he got a great manager. He got an excellent manager. Got him that money. How can I start boxing? You gotta go. You gotta find a local gym. Find a local gym in your area. Bro, run. They're coming to get your ass. Ain't nobody coming to get me, man. Ain't nobody coming to get me. It says, does Usyk beat Dubois again? He should. He should. I know Dubois looks scary and he beat AJ and all that, but I still see too many holes in this game. Too many holes in this game, man, that can be exploited by Usyk. Usyk too smart, you know, too elusive. And that's going to be the difference. Smartest man wins, bro. Smartest man usually wins. You can put both guys at the same skill set, bro. Whoever the smartest is going to win the match. That's just what it is. They can have the same amount of power, same everything. It's everything the same. That's how you win matches. You got to be smart. Rematch. Why didn't I rematch Ruslan? Hell no. Nah. I wasn't rematching that dude, man. Hell no. Nah. I didn't want to go. Look, man. Look, you see how I forget shit all. I always forget things. Short-term memory, dog. I always forget shit. So you see how I forget shit like all off the top. A lot of times, imagine me doing a rematch with Ruslan Promotional. Like y'all gonna have fun. Y'all be the ones watching it. Y'all gonna be entertained. But shit, at the end of the day, I didn't want to go through that no more, man. I was good. I was good with one. With one. You know, I would say I was towards the end of my career at that point. I definitely was towards the end of my career. I stayed in the game a little bit longer than I should have, but, you know, I had a couple more M's I had to make before I got out and secured myself and my family. So I had to do what I had to do, but that's the reason why I didn't rematch. I was like, nah, no way. Hell no. And it would have made bread, but I don't know if they could have paid me enough for that fight. And it would have been a different fight too altogether, because I wouldn't have stand there like an idiot like I did in the first fight. I stood there like an idiot trying to be brave and show everybody what I'm made of on the inside. That was idiotic, but it did help my career. It did help me get back into the limelight, so I did what I had to do, I guess. Farmer has one eye in jail and the other eye on bail. That's funny. Oh man. Russell versus Shakur better leave Russell alone. Shakur better stop playing with Russell. That's too much. That's too much smoke. Shakur, hey look, Shakur looks big at 135. Shakur, smarter fighter. But I don't know if he got enough firepower to keep that dude above him. That dude keep coming. And that dude throws 700-something punches around. Shakur ain't active enough for that. He ain't active enough for that. So you better leave that dude alone. That dude is a big 140-pounder too. Shoot, leave him alone. Shoot. Yeah, Russell. I mean, I think Shakur be the favorite because of his boxing ability and his skills. But man, Russell, he a dog. That dude gonna keep coming, and he throw a ton of punches. So can't run forever. Shakur. 2 rounds. Let's see who did I watch boxing? Who did I look up to growing up? Roy Jones. Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones, Marvelous Hagler, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., Salvador Sanchez, looked at him. Azuma Nelson, used to look at him a lot. James Toney, used to study him when I was younger. Mildred Taylor, used to study him. Let's see who else. Uh, Terry Norris was another one I admired. He was a good fighter. Shoot, Ali. Used to look at Ali. Used to love his footwork. Um, yeah. So like, how you get your game? How you get your game? You know, how you improve your game overall is by taking little things from different fighters. That's how you do it. So like, you might notice subtle things that fighters do, like certain skills or certain abilities that they do. If you have the athletic ability to be able to emulate them or copy them, that's what you do. You steal certain things from them. You know, Chavez, again, it was uh, it was Anthony Thompson who really showed me what body work was all about. But I did study Chavez, and then it really made me really think like, damn, that's why Chavez went to the body so much. So Chavez was 3 to the body, 1 to the head, 3 to the body, 1 to the head, 3 to the body, 1 to the head. You know, so I studied that. I studied that about Chavez, and I took that from him. Kill the body, you gonna kill the mind. And let's see, Roy Jones, of course, I had some speed, quickness, reflexes. You know, I was able to get the hell out of the way. Combinations, you know, I stole that from Roy. Combinations, Miller Taylor, same thing. Fast hands on the inside, let his hands go. He was a dog too. James Toney was a shoulder roll. I used to use a shoulder roll, counter right hand. I got that from James Toney. Inside slip too. Got that from him as well. Shit, who else? Terry Norris was counter punching. He was a hell of a counter puncher. And when he countered in combinations, which I liked. And he went down to the body, that head body, bop, 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 bop. He was nasty with that. So, yeah. Got to take little subtle things from everybody, man. Hey, Tim, stop ducking my question, please. This is pressing question and issue for humanity, and you're expert in inputting. Okay. What's the question? What's the question? DBVVSVWD8. You couldn't come up with a better name, bro? What the hell does that mean? You should have came up with a better name, bro. Salute from Chicago. Chicago in the house. What's up with you, man? Damn, Tim, just look over negative comments, bruh. Don't read them. Okay, all right, I'll look over them, bruh. I'll look over them. Blue, Mr. Blue. I like to read the negative comments. That's me. I like to read the negative comments. Like, I don't know. I'm attracted to negativity. I don't know why I am. It's weird because I guess I've taken so much negativity over my life. You know, I was told I wasn't gonna be this, I wasn't gonna be that. You know, growing up too. You know, in the school system, on the in the street. You know, hanging out with my friends, officers telling me I wasn't gonna amount to shit, people around me telling me I wasn't gonna amount to nothing. The boxing world telling me I wasn't gonna amount. USA Boxing telling me I wasn't gonna amount to anything. Not necessarily telling me, but just hindering me from excelling. They had their favorites in the game. They had their favorites. They wanted to go to the Olympics. You know, that they were pampering and taking care of, and they were robbing me. You know, because they wanted this particular guy to go in and face this guy, so it'll be an easier route for them or easier road for them. Yeah, USA Boxing, straight dirty. You know, so they cheated me a lot of the times. They didn't want to see me succeed. So I just got used to a lot of negative shit, man, and it just I like to read them. So like, the more negative for me, it's like, okay, it's assuring me that I'm doing the right thing. If you understand where I'm coming from, because when you hear negative all the time, it's like, okay, but I've been successful. I've been successful with all the negative shit that's been said to me. I'm successful, and I continue to be successful. So I almost like I'm attracted to it. It's like if I see it, the negativity, I'm like, oh, okay. But I do appreciate the positive affirmation. I do appreciate that, man. You know, so the ones that's on here be showing love, I appreciate y'all, man, for real. You know, because that's definitely helpful. Because sometimes, you know, we all humans. So sometimes, you know, you need that. Sometimes I could be having a bad day, you know, and I jump up on here and I see some of y'all comments, man, and it definitely it brightens my day for sure. Let me see what else comments we got here. The type of power Wilder has come, all right, from birth. Yes, you're right. Yep, shoulder turning, follow through. Yep, and the legs. Tyson power was more from explosion. Yeah, explosion and speed. There are different types. Yeah, you're right. They're entirely different types of power. Yeah, absolutely. In my opinion, yeah. In your opinion, yeah, you're right. Take dumb dad. Yeah, take dumb dad. You are right. You know, there's different types of power. There truly is. There was some guys that, again, when I would get in the ring with, like Marquez, he had this studying power where it felt like I was getting hit with a sledgehammer. And then there was other guys where I would fight like a Manny Pacquiao, where it felt like I got shocked, you know, like lightning. I got hit with lightning, you know. It'll shake me up. You know, the lights will start flickering in my head, you know. So, yeah, but there's different types of power. Absolutely. You know, to being having that taller frame, having that leverage to be able to punch down, man, that's an art, man. Punching down is an art. That's hard to do. Guys can get underneath you, get inside of you, get inside that punching, inside of their, inside into their punching range. So, but yeah, Deontay Wilder, when at his peak, he was a bad boy, man. I started watching you after beat Devin Alexander. Appreciate that. Wow, come on now, that's a weird. Beautiful teeth, nice smile. Colgate. Nah, I don't use Colgate. I don't use Colgate. Somebody said, yeah, that's weird. Killed Pacquiao for 2 minutes. Yeah, he did. Marquez did for 2 minutes. I didn't cheat anybody. If somebody cheated, it was the judges. It wasn't me. I didn't cheat anybody. If I filled out the scorecard, then you can say I cheated. So, but I didn't cheat anybody, bro. So, all right. Yes, I think I won the first fight with Pacquiao. On God, bro. I put my hand on the Bible, bro. Give me a lie detector test. Put me. You know what? Damn, that's something I just thought. Give me the lie detector test, bro. Put me up on a lie detector test and ask me that question and see if I pass or fail. That'd be kind of tight. Yeah, that would be dope. Put all these fighters on lie detector tests. You know, were you scared of this guy? Were you sitting there? No, I wasn't scared of this guy. Oh yeah, you were scared of this guy. Yeah, nah, for real. Yes, I deep in my heart, I felt I beat him. Deep in my heart, man. So, do you think you won it? Yep. Edwin Valero on the pound for pound. I don't know. Valero, he was just getting on the scene, man. He was just like really getting on the scene and really started to pay attention to him when he was coming up. He definitely was a beast. That's for damn sure. Valero was definitely a beast. He was a machine. Came in shape, dog tough, can punch either hand. Combination puncher at that. Yeah, he's no joke. Tim, I got a question. Why don't you click the link to the Manager Marty show after? Oh, you talking about Manager Marty? Because he has no evidence. Yeah. Boxing Guru 215. He has no evidence. He has no evidence. He only suspicion. It's only suspicion. You know, if he got evidence, like hard, cold evidence about his allegations and whatever he's talking about, then it makes sense. You just can't come out and say that somebody is using this and using that. You can't. You get sued for that. You know, that's why you don't hear a lot of people say that particular person I just got done talking about using, because you have no evidence. You have no evidence of it. Although we've all heard this and all heard that and all this, there's no evidence. You know, unlike Canelo, who popped dirty for it. And obviously, it came up, it was contaminated meat after investigation. So, but yet alone, his entire team, all the fighters that ever went in that spot and trained next to Canelo, all popped dirty. That's fact. I can say that. That's facts. So, that's why. And I ain't paying manager Mike no. I ain't paying him no mind. That's all he get from me. Yeah, you cheating your boxing mom with casual. Okay. You know, potential cheated in. Okay. Yep. Man, a lot of these comments ain't shit though. That's just what it is. So, nah, bro, you lost. All right, you didn't win, bro. Okay, you definitely. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, I want to know about Tank versus Paulie Malignaggi. How would that fight go? Paulie was a crafty boxer, man, but he couldn't punch. He had a massive amount of massive amount of toughness. That's for damn sure. And he was able to take Cotto's best shot. You know, he was able to stand there with Cotto. You know, but at 135, Paulie was a bad man. He can box extremely well, very cerebral, man, and he can dance circles around you. You know, there's two ways to beat Tank. You know, you can pressure him or you can box him. Paulie definitely had the goods to do that. You know, and he had the mouthpiece too to get in his head. You know, a lot of people, you know, I would say most now believe that Tank is weak-minded. But we talking about Tank in his prime. We talking about Tank early on, where he wasn't messed up like he is now, where 1 foot in and 1 foot out. He's kind of changed his outlook on life and realizing that boxing isn't everything. So for that, Tank, that was a bad boy too. You know, highly skilled. He used all of his skills then. He just didn't tuck up in the high guard and, you know, try to walk you down. You know, that was just of late. You know, beforehand, go back and watch some of Tank's early fights when he was in the young 20s. Go back and watch them fights, man. He put them joints together, man. Boxed extremely well. Left, right, forward, back, off the back foot. So, but that would have been a tough fight for both guys, I think. Um, I would definitely favor Paulie in that one. I would favor Paulie. Um, yeah, I definitely would favor Paulie, man. I would favor Paulie over Tank. So, let's see. Clip. Oh, the clip of the head button on the bag was hilarious. Yeah, yeah, I did that purposely. Non-biased sounds. How do you think Tank versus Paulie? I answered that. I answered that question for you, big dog. Do you think? Do I think Shakur should be more healthier to compete at a higher level, at a high level? The only thing that's unhealthy of Shakur is his hands, and there's not much he can do about that, other than ice him. He already got surgery on him. Uh, got to strengthen his hope is all okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's not, you know, that's the only thing, you know. And look, Mayweather dealt with that his entire career, so it's not something that no one has ever had to deal with. So I'm sure Shakur will be all right, and he'll figure it out. He just got to get a good hand rapper, somebody that can wrap his hands very well when he's training and when he's fighting. And once he finds that person, then I think he'll be all right. But yeah, it's not much he can do. Why do you have? Who do I have on my top 5 pound for pound list? Is that a good question? Anyways, my top 5 pound for pound list. Of course, it's gonna be Usyk, Crawford. Of course, in a way, definitely gonna be Bivol in there. Let's see who else. Am I forgetting one? Mm, who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting, chat? Who am I forgetting? There's one more. Yeah, I don't think Juto's top 5. I don't think Juto's not top 5 yet. Um, definitely can make an argument for Bam. Definitely can make him. Probably Benavidez. I mean, better be if. Better be if. Better be if. Yep. Better be if. Even with the loss. That dude, yeah, at 40 years old, that dude is a savage. That dude is a savage. That's my top five. You saying Jutos will stop? Or you saying Juto will stop? Bam? Maybe. 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 What about Bam stopping Juto? You don't think Bam can stop him? Can I do a flip? Nah, I'm not a. Nah, I can't do no flip. I'm fat as hell. I can't do no flip. Ah, yeah, Bam don't got that power to hurt Juto. No, Bam does have power. He has placement too. Bam does. Hey, you didn't see Juto get touched up a little bit in his last fight? I don't know if that was purposely done or not, but he got touched up a little bit before he got boy up out of there. Once he figured like, okay, I'm done. I'm done playing with you. It's time for you to go to sleep. The reason Bug gonna be a challenge him. Bam stopped Juto with the body shot. He could. Juto got that tall frame, but he gonna have to worry about those uppercuts coming from Juto. Juto got a mean ass uppercut too. He got a complete full arsenal of punches. So it's not gonna be easy. And he can box, and he can fight on the inside and shorten the shots up. Although he is a taller, linkier guy. Yeah, that'd be a hell of a fight, man. Some flaws. Yeah, he does have some flaws that aren't good for someone with KO power. He don't hold the phone and he leaves his chin, in the air. Going back to, Juto really good, but not top pound. Yep, you right. Tech dump that. You making sense. You making a lot of sense. I see them hoes. But you know who else got hoes? Anyway. Anyway got hoes too. Every fighter has hoes. Every fighter. Seriously. Yeah, I think Rafael Espinosa can move up to lightweight. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think he can move up to lightweight. First he got to go to 130. Because he suffers making 126 mark, man. He suffers. But yeah, I think he can go up to 135 eventually. I think he can travel up, be like a Morales, Eric Morales, moving up in weight like that, man. He's a talented, talented heart. He got a lot of heart, man, and that dude wants it more than everybody. It's the difference. At the highest level, sometimes, man, skill for skill, right? It boils down to who wants it. Who wants it more? That's all it boils down to. I fought a lot of guys that outskilled me. A lot of guys that outskilled me. Devin Alexander outskilled me. Kendall Hart outskilled me. Lamont Peterson was another one that outskilled me. But again, this and Hart determined. And then I also was able to do a little bit of everything too. So a little bit of everything I can apply. So that way I can change my tactics up according to what my opposition is doing. I was able to change my tactics up. So if he's pressing me, then I'm boxing. All right. If he boxing, then I'm pressing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. You got to be able to have those abilities. You got to be able to do both. He moving left a lot. I'm cutting him off. I'm cutting him off. I'm gonna make him move to his right. I'm gonna see how if he can move. Can he even move right? I'm gonna find out. Can he move right? A lot of guys you're gonna realize you know right off the top if they like to come forward, they don't fight well off their back foot. You force them on their back foot. There were some guys you got to stand and fight. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of both. Sometimes you got to stand and fight them in spots and stand your ground, and then to get your respect, and then you got to box them too, and then you got to stand your ground again. It's like there's so many ways of winning a fight, man, and it all comes from here. All comes from here, but you got to have the abilities. You got to have the ability, and you got to have the know-how to be able to again know when to do certain things at the right time. As just being tactically savvy. Got to. No, I don't got boo boo outboxing better be at 175. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Boo Boo's a good fighter, good boxer, but no, I don't see him doing that. Absolutely not. Yes, I got Fedora winning. Yes. Yes, I got Fedora winning. Canelo is a good fighter. He's a tremendous fighter. He's one of the best of this generation for sure. T.O. versus Boots. I got Boots. At 147, I got Boots. Catch on his way in. Oh, okay. You saying in a way too easy to catch on his way in? I don't know about easy. Cause his first step, in a way, his first step is no joke, bro. And in a way, look, I'm noticing in a way, he stayed just close enough to the fire without getting his ass burning. Like he stayed close enough, bro, to the fire. And he put that mental pressure on you, and then he starts to hit you. He starts to break you down physically too, because he hits hard in the mug. Hard in the mug. But it's interesting, man, to see him when he's fighting, because he stands his ground, man, and he's forcing mistakes just by standing his ground and his presence being directly in front of you, dog. And I know what you mean by, like, sometimes, like, when he throws his shots, you're able to time him on the way in, because he does drop the opposite hand because he loads up. He puts a lot of weight on his punches. But again, you got to be able to take them shots, bro. You got to be able to take that heat, and that's the hard part. A lot of guys can't take that heat coming from him, man. But if you can stand your ground, if you can punch while he's punching and catch him in between his shots, absolutely. But that's dangerous. That's dangerous, and it's gonna take a cold ass soul to be able to deal with that. They're gonna have to be cold. So we'll see. We'll see who can do that. Let's see. Let me see. Right outside defense. Why does Kambosos insist on fighting outside defensive boxers? Because he don't know any better. All he knows is style. That's all he knows is his style. Kambosos knows his style. He tries to apply what he knows, and that's it. You know, you got to be able to take away what your opponent. That's Kambosos' problem. He does what he does, and he does what he does over and over and over and over again. He don't know how to change. He can't be a chameleon and change colors. Can't change his style at all, or change his tactics. You got to be taught. You got to be taught that. So, Kambosos is not that smart. He's not that smart. Not in the ring. Just saying, he's not smart. He ain't been taught. If you can time his footwork, he can be touched. I think that anybody, if you time their footwork, they can be touched for sure. Anybody. Because when they enter in the mid-range. They there to be hit in mid-range for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, anytime you enter mid-range, you can be touched. Yep, as you stepping in. Or even exiting. Or even when you're trying to exit mid-range, you can get caught. So, but yeah, hell yeah, you right. Yeah, yeah. Espinoza is a very flawed fighter. Not, and I've said that. I've said, look, Espinoza is one of those guys that you got to knock out, and if you don't knock out, it's gonna be hard to beat him because he can fight on the inside, although he is taller. He can fight on the outside. He does have some defensive holes in his game. Oh yeah, absolutely, defensive holes in his game. You know, keeps his head up. You know, throws shots at the wrong time. The wrong time, like for instance, like he'll shoot a jab from mid range, and he don't even have to really. He shouldn't be doing it to begin with. You know, because he's a taller fighter. Instead of gathering, pulling back his feet, repositioning himself. You know, so he'll be there to be hit. You know, in range to get hit. But yeah, but again, if he could take your shot, and the more he takes your shot, the less he gonna get deterred, man. And he gonna start putting punches together. This is a dude that can throw 100 punches around if he needs to. This guy will let his hands go, and he's determined as hell. And he getting paid. And I'm pretty sure he getting paid. I'm not sure what he getting paid, but I'm pretty sure he's around the range of what I used to get paid. So he's still hungry. I don't know if he made 1 million yet. He's still hungry as hell. So that means something, man. Hunger, determination, your passion, man, your drive. That's important. You gotta want it. Prime example, let me the Tank. Tank, that's a prime example, man. He's at a point in his career where he don't want it no more. Yep, he don't want it. All right, what do you Southpaw TV say about the Tank versus Rose? I don't know what he said. I didn't see what Southpaw said about that. That's the problem with a lot of really good fighters today. What keeps them from being elite is the lack of tools and adjustments. Absolutely, you gotta adapt. That's why Mayweather was the best, because he's adaptive. He can adapt. He takes your strengths away. You know, takes your strengths away from you, and he was able to adapt inside the ring. You know, if it needs to be an inside fight, he know how to do that. But you still gotta have the skills too. You still gotta have the skills too. You gotta develop skills. So, and you develop skills again. If your trainer ain't teaching you, then you gotta study yourself. You gotta study. You know, you got really good channels out there. You know that teach the sweet science. You know, boxing gyms is one of them for sure. I think he the best, to be honest with you. No offense to nobody. I know all of y'all be doing it, but from what I've came across, gyms is the absolute best. So, but you guys got to study the art. That's what it is. That's what it's about. Oh shoot, yeah. You know what? That's crazy that Frank Martin is coming back and facing De Los Santos. It's good to see De Los Santos get back in the ring, bro. For real. You see how Shakur left De Los Santos alone. He ain't rematching that animal. Nope. You would think. Shakur said, "Nah, I turned the corner, bro. I ain't messing with him." But Frank Martin about to get in there with him. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good little scrap. I like that. I like that scrap. I don't know who gonna win, but that's a good scrap right there. That's 50-50. Virgil versus Boots at 147. Ooh, that's a good fight. That is a hell of a fight. Um, damn. We know who's the most talented fighter. We know who's the most talented fighter, man, and that's Boots. But damn, Virgil Ortiz ain't bad himself, man. He's not bad. Very compact. Puts his combinations together well. Good jab. Has some knowledge, man. He does have some knowledge and ability too. Good pop on his shots. You know, I like this patience against Madrimov. So you can tell that this is a guy that actually can learn and he can pick up the game. Like he's evolving too as a fighter, instead of just rushing in there. Like that fight that he had with that one dude who was the dude that that many thought that he might have lost, but he got the dub, the champion. I forget his name, but anyways, he learned from that fight. And that's what you're supposed to do as a fighter. You got to learn from each and every outing. So he took what he learned from that fight and he applied it in this fight against Madrimov, man. And he was patient, and he had Madrimov on his bike, boy. I ain't know what the hell Madrimov was doing, jumping around the ring like a jumping bean, man. I'm like, come on, man. He gonna get tired, and he got tired. And then you start to see Virgil Ortiz start to come on. So, but yeah, Virgil is he's a good boxer. He got holes in his games too, but I like him because he's sturdy. I like him because he's sturdy and he consistent. That's what I like Virgil for. Very consistent, sturdy with his attacks. So that'd be a hell of a fight against Boots, though. Hell of a fight. Yeah, Boots will have to fight a little bit against Virgil, and he gonna have to box a little bit against Virgil. It ain't one thing that he can do. You know, that's a tough style to deal with. So we'll see. All right, stay in amateurs long. Nah, see, no, you know what? The amateurs. See, look, that's a really good question, Cliff. Really good question. He asked me a question about like the European fighters and the amateur fighters. He says, do we think if USS fighters should stay in the amateurs long like the European? Nah, I don't think so. You know, like I understand that like a lot of guys have the 300 and some odd amateur fights or whatever, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot of fights. That's too many fights. You know, they turn in professionally when they 28, 29, 30 years old. That's too late, man. That is way too late for you to start, submitting yourself in the sport. You know, I feel that honestly, you're hindering yourself from being able to be able to make as much money as you possibly can. And when you're in your 20s, you're your freshest in your 20s. So staying in and having all those amateur fights, I get it. How much experience do you need? You just need enough experience, right? Enough experience. You got to know how to deal with styles. I had 145 amateur fights. I thought that was plenty. I thought that was plenty of work. You know what I mean? Because I experienced it. I traveled overseas. I went to Europe. I fought those guys over in Europe. Um, so I traveled a bit. Yeah, with no problem. I got that experience under my belt, and I fought the best guys here in the United States. So that was good enough for me. But the thing is, see, the reason why the Eastern Europeans, right? And I'm not talking about England, because I think the English fighters, no offense, I think they okay. No offense, they okay. They just okay to me. But you start the Kazakhstan fighters and the Ukrainians and Cubans and all that. They're like, dude, they got schools. It's different. It's not boxing gyms. It's schools. That's what they have, and I think that's the major difference, man. And there's qualifications needed. You got to be qualified to be a coach. They just not gonna let a dude that just like, oh, my uncle taught me years ago boxing. Now I have a boxing gym, or oh, I'm here to just train my cousin. Don't really have experience. Like these people have experience and they have a system. And the reason why they're having so much success is because of the system that they have. It ain't no bull crap. It's real. It's serious over there. Ain't no boxing gym where your dad opened up. No, none of that. These are guys that actually did it, qualified, trained Olympians, got them to the Olympic gold medalists, and then they just continue to just help others. They get in these positions with these countries, and they become the head coach. And these guys, they come in, they live on site, they train on site, they get up in the morning, they run, they got a system set for them. So that's the difference. Their preparation is different than it is over here in America. We don't have that. I mean, you got it at Colorado Springs where they get the guys together. But again, you coming from different clubs and coming together. Nah, this is like you make the team over there in Ukraine, you on the team. Like you being trained by the same trainer. It's not like everybody coming from each state like we have here, and then okay, now we come to Colorado Springs. All right, and now we're gonna try to put something together. Hell no. They live together, they train together, and that's the reason why they ain't no damn joke. And their techniques are a lot better and different. Shit, technology is improving. So they getting the highest of the highest training, man. They methods are a lot unconventional, man. All that stuff that what's that boy Usyk and all them do, holding their breath for 4 minutes, all that stuff, bro. Whew, that's crazy. But that's how you do it. That is how you do it, man. Yo, big dog. Okay. All right, let me see. All right, Tank wasn't focused. Probably not. Yep. Jesus Christ is Lord. Absolutely. I agree with that 100,000%. Yeah, it is the best fight for Haney. I said that earlier on De Los Santos. All right, I'm looking for some more. Let's see why people always compare Floyd and Shakur when they. Now, Floyd is always compared to Shakur based on defense. That's it. But completely two entirely different styles. It's based on them not being able, no one being able to hit them. Defense. De Los Santos, he said he's not fighting Frank Martin next. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was interesting because I think De Los Santos, they said it was injured, and he's coming back and he's getting right into the pot. He getting right into the mix, man. He getting into the pot. Frank Martin. Say what you want to say. Say Frank Martin ain't no joke, man. Same Look, Frank can fight. Shit. All right, who you got? Garcia? Yeah, I got Garcia over Rolly. I got Haney over Ramirez. I got shoot, that last one right there, that Lopez Barboza. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's definitely 50-50. I think Barboza has what it takes, man. You got to be able to box T.O. and you also got to be able to take it to him. You got to do both. T.O.'s a counterpuncher. Both of them are counterpunchers. So, I don't think it's going to be a very entertaining fight. However, look, I think it can go either way. I think natural talent-wise, natural ability, Lopez got that, bro. Fast twitch muscles, explosive power. He can hurt you, with one shot. He has that. So, but Barboza, again, he wants it. He's hungry. He's determined. He's been waiting on this opportunity for a long time. And he can't be denied right now, bro. He's coming off of 3 back-to-back wins. Good wins, too. And traveling to different places to get them. So the dude is mentally tough right now, man. And I would hate to be T.O. having to fight this guy right now. Seriously, Barboza right now is fighting at an all-time high, his best, absolute best. And his confidence, he going to fight well. He has the confidence. So T.O. going to have to shut all of that down, though, in order to get that win. Yeah, I don't know Dana White. I don't know Dana. I never met Dana. I don't know Dana. So I hear a lot of bad things about him. But, I've never experienced Dana at all. Come out of retirement, fight Floyd. Nah, not fighting Floyd. Nah, let's see. And they get paid hundreds and thousands of dollars of winning a gold medal. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they do. Other countries, they pay a lot more money than what we do here for a gold medal in USA, for sure. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they're smaller countries, too. All right, those fighters sees. Hardest fight, bro? Damn. My hardest fight? Retirement. But like real fight, Ruslan for sure. Ruslan for sure. Ruslan was my toughest physical fight. Mentally, Pacquiao was my toughest mentally. And my toughest fight throughout my career was retirement. That retirement was hard. That was hard. Yeah, but damn sure. Hey, Jermaine Ortiz, man, damn, he got shelved. That's crazy. I don't know why he got shelved. That's bull. He didn't have the best performance against To. No, although I thought he had won the fight, he didn't have the best performance or whatever, and it was kind of a boring fight. That maybe that's the reason why he got shelved. But Jermaine Ortiz, he can fight. Definitely can fight. I got Barboza over To. All right, I can see that. I can see that, man. Everything boxing, you already know. I can see that, big dog, for real. That's why I keep saying, I'm like, man, I don't know. That's a pick 'em. That's a pick 'em fight. He said De Los Santos has been injured since last summer. Yeah, he said he's sitting on the shelf too. You're right. You're right. To is trash. I don't know if To's trash. I don't think To's are trash. I don't know. I. All right, my bad. All right, I'm gonna get it ready to roll. I've been on this joint for a while now. Let me see. Ortiz clearly beat To. Okay. Oh, okay. So how do I have Canelo Skulls? See, Skulls is a good boxer. He's a good boxer, man. A little older boxer, Cuban style. Let's just say he's a cutie. Kind of reminds me of like a Caleb Plant, like a low budget Caleb Plant. Good reflexes, get in and out. Get in and out. Doesn't have a whole lot of punching power. Uses his feet to get in it quickly out of range most of the time. Languishes too much along the ropes. Doesn't like pressure. I see Canelo possibly stopping him late, but I don't know. It depends on if he catches them and he wants to finish them, and he wants to expend enough energy to get him up out of there. He could, shit, he could, but I don't know. This Canelo is late. He ain't been really willing to really take it to his fighters, man. He's been showing a little bit of compassion to these guys, so I don't know. He said that McDonald's Wi-Fi getting weak. Yeah. Let's see. A low budget Caleb Plant. Yeah, that's what I see. But I see Canelo not struggling against this guy. To be honest with you, this guy don't like pressure, man. He one of those scary fighters. His eyes get real big like this. He one of them scary fighters. Reflexes, depends on how they on his reflexes. Get the hell out of the way. He don't want no part. He's good counterpuncher. Good counterpuncher. But I got Canelo slowly pressuring him, slowly breaking him down to the body, pinning him along the ropes, working him, catching him, hurting him, and getting him up out of there. Yeah, Skulls is a big dude. I get that. He's a big dude. But big guys don't win. Being big don't just win you the fights right off the gate. So, yep. Anyways, guys, well, shoot, I got to roll out, man. Next time I come on, I'm gonna have to bring some of you guys up, man. I'm gonna go on my computer. I'm gonna be sitting down. I'm gonna be chilling. I want to bring some of y'all up, man, on the panel, so we can just talk boxing. You know what I mean? I'll leave the floor open for you guys, but I appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate all the super chats and everything, man. I'm about to dip out. I gotta go. Gotta go get my kids. I'll at y'all later, man. Peace and air grease. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Bye.